good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are, whoever you are. This is yours truly, the Grand Queen, coming at you. Happy Thursday. This is the Just Stop It show coming at you tonight. It is still January. We're almost at the end as quickly as it started. Wow, the new year came in so fast, and it is the 22nd already. Here we are still advocating for good mental health. January is Mental Health Wellness Month. Make the best of it. Make the best of it. And listen, we are all activists in some way. Was a parent, daughter, brother, sister, community leader, members, residents. We're all advocates in some way, and we should advocate for good mental health. And it's connected to so many things. So is to make it a priority. That part is to make good mental health a priority. So, for those of you who you know haven't made it a priority, check this out. Going across the ticker, 2026. Listen, make it a priority. The world is changing as we speak. So yeah, mental wellness. I mean, it's personal. It's personal for all of us. Not too many people like to talk about it. But there's a huge struggle. There's a huge struggle, and it's deeper than we think. Not only is it personal, the fight is deeply collective and is connected. For years, mental health and mental wellness, the mental health system, has treated individuals uh, as isolated cases, separating them from people who love them most. And a lot of families are no longer accepting, the sidelines. They're no longer accepting the song and dance. A new wave of activism is happening and demanding transparency. People are demanding transparency. Young people, families, uh, intergenerational families, uh, they're just like they're tired of the song and dance. So yeah, so tonight, this month, for the duration of this month, we want to talk about uh, being more present. We're going to talk about being more present. Reclaiming the space, reclaiming our good mental health, making it a priority, protecting our people, and rewriting the rules of care, and understanding HIPAA laws. What protects us and what actually harms us, what's harmful. So yeah, so here we are. Um, and again, this is 2026, and it's a shared effort, and it should be something not just to think of, but something that is a part of our priority, to do it together, to push back against the silence and reclaim the truth, for healing for ourselves, for our family, and for our community. This is not a solo mission. This is awareness for all of us. This is a mission for all of us. So the Just Stop It show, Just Stop It movement, um, we're here for you. I'm here for you. And this is why conversations have to start, and they have to continue, and they have to push and create, you know, new ways, new conversations. And again, this is about mental wellness and family rights activism. Everyday families are trying to navigate, through mental health issues with their extended family members, with themselves. The system was never built with them in mind. It was built to as one corporation to speak to another corporation to generate money. Um, but that's not enough. And I'm not talking off the top of my head, because that's how a lot of people feel. Yes, it's supposed to be there to help people navigate through health crisis or before the crisis, before, during, and after a crisis. However, the system needs to be upgraded, updated, and more conversations engaging the people to help make that happen. So, this podcast is a part of that movement. We refuse, I refuse the silence. I refuse to be silent and confused or excluded from this journey, because this journey, I take it personal. I've had personal experiences in my family and friends and community. People, they're just tired of the okey doke. And we families are demanding clarity. They're demanding partnerships, good partnerships, steady, consistent partnerships, and the right to stand fully and become, I just say, become a part of the healing process. Engage them, involve them, so they can do it the right way. That's what it's about. So yeah, you know, the right to be involved, the right to have your seat at the table when your family member is passing through, or just before you get to the crisis point. How do you advocate? What are the core pillars of family rights activism? First one is the right to be involved, the right to support, as a caregiver for wellness. Sometimes the challenges can be, wow, it can be something. The traditional care where families are often kept in the dark. That's traditional. But 2026 is a whole new game. It's a whole new thing. As a caregiver, you must push, find out how, find out who to speak with, and don't, prove everything that's said to you. Don't take it for face value. Um, you have the right to, you and your loved ones have the right to, when it comes to mental wellness, we all have the right to community based care. Um, and, not just to be for the individuals to be institutionalized. And it depends on the situation, because every situation is different. There's no one size fits all. So there are key organizations and movements. So if you're looking to get involved, read. Let me say it again. If you're looking to get involved, read. Please read and find valid resources. And one of the valid resources is NAMI, which is the National Alliance on Mental Illness, famous for family to family programs. National Federation of Families focuses on family driven approach. Um, MHA, Mental Health America, um, the live experience, that part, the live experience. Um, there's a major push to hire family peer advocates, which is something that's so needful, because you need that kind of support. You will need that kind of support as a part of the advocacy to navigate the system. So you will need again, family peer advocates to help you to navigate the system, because it's crucial. There's something else called digital rights and youth, which it has to do with pressuring social media companies to engage family pairing features and data transparency, treating digital safety and family mental wellness correct, because the media could be equally as dangerous to your mental health if it's not, if the right approach and safety measures are not implemented. Legislature. Oh, push for insurance laws, push for family therapy, push for financial weight, um, push for the same financial weight as individual medical, but for to cover your medical appointments. Push, ask questions, read, ask your local primary doctors, ask your local clinics, your local hospitals. What do they have? And if they don't, make new history, make a new chapter. And how to advocate. If you're navigating a mental health crisis with your family, wellness and activism starts with these steps. Request a family plan. Mhm. Now, don't just settle for the treatment. Request a request, request, request a family plan for you to sit down, have a conversation with your loved ones and the medical team, psychiatric and medical team, and talk about how that plan can support your family member uh, and the family your while the individual heals, because a lot goes on during the healing process in a mental health crisis or just anything pertaining to mental wellness, because we're talking about the road to mental wellness. Know your HIPAA exceptions. There's so many HIPAA laws that must protect you, your loved ones during their mental wellness journey. However, there are HIPAA laws that the medical team must take into consideration in the best interest of the patient. They must use the HIPAA laws that are useful, uh, that protect and also engage the family collectively, safely, and soundly for that person's mental health journey to be, on point for them to progress and not regress. So joining a collective such as NAMI, a NAMI chapter, find out who the NAMI chapters are. I mean a good one, not somebody who's blowing their own horn. Not somebody who's going to be judgmental. I'm just saying. Somebody who understands who not just in the business, but they know how to be present and they know how to teach you how to be present during the healing journey with your loved one. Um, Also, 2026 legislature, I have to rock back on this again, priorities and actions. In the current 2026 legislative sessions, activists are focusing on several landmark bills and policy shifts. The Rise from Trauma Act, um, federal push, S 3461 was the bylaw 3461 to create local coordinating bodies. These grants help states and tribes. Among states and among our tribes, Native American tribes, um, the mental illness and I have to say, the accessibility. Mental illness is a part of so many different cultures, but we're talking about accessibility and being excluded from that accessibility, particularly in rural areas like upstate New York, rural areas like Sullivan County, Ulster County, Orange County, Poughkeepsie. Even it's so. I mean the mental health support, even just the telehealth, what do you call psychotherapists. There's very little per county. One to I don't it's and the turnover of psychotherapists is fast and furious because many of them don't stay. So we must advocate within, from the inside out. Advocate. So again, 2026, the federal push for 3461 to create local coordinating bodies, meaning also making sure the states and the counties budget in monies budget in grants to help states and tribes build better community support for families who are experiencing uh, trauma or the potential to experience trauma, moving away from hospital only models, moving away from traditional hospital only models, mobile services, things like that, not just telehealth, even mobile. Somebody to come to your area if your area is not accessible. If you're living way up in the mountains, come on, it could be a problem. Even if you have a car and you live in rural areas, deep in up in the mountainous areas, and you got weather like snowstorms, about, or it could be anything, and your family members are going through crisis, you've got to have accessible services. And I've been talking about this next next issue, involuntary. Well, it's not a problem. It's sort of like I have to say it's another choice for individuals and families to take. Um, I have to say to reinforce the wellness journey. It's a type of reinforcement, involuntary commitment reform. Several states, particularly New York, 2026 budget. I just use that. I just use the magic word budget. It's updating laws to expand the definition of harm. What's harmful to us may not be harmful to the state. Our definition, should I say, of harm to our person or our community when passing through a mental illness is different. So the state, New York, for example, should I say, in their 2026 budget is updating laws to expand the definition of harm. Advocacy groups are watching closely to ensure families have a voice in these proceedings without infringing on the patient's civil rights. So civil rights, infringing on a person's civil rights, we've got to work at that. We got to work at making sure that their civil rights are not, jeopardized. So this is why we're reclaiming our power, using this space to reclaim our power and protect us and to rewrite the rules of the game. Rewrite the rules of care. That's what it's about. Mental wellness and family rights activism. So this is still January. It's January. It's mental wellness month. Make it a priority. Um, please make it a priority. Right. So I'll be back with you, and just want to give a shout out to all everybody who is making it a priority. And if you haven't, it's nothing to think about. It should be a given. And most of all, folks, family, friends, frenemies, whoever you are, wherever you are, don't be too sure, that you'll get through something. Like some people are just like, wow, I'm independent. I can do this. Don't be too sure that you could do it by yourself. You know, seek help safely. Seek help safely. Don't wait too late. And if you and put some safety measures, a family plan, as I mentioned earlier. Find out uh, who can support you. Don't expect people to say yes right away. They may and may not. In the meantime, always have an alternative plan of support. Because remember, you have the right to community based care. You have the right to be involved. You have a right to the seat to a seat at the table of your loved ones. Suppose it were you passing through a crisis. You would want somebody to be there with you. So Just be informed, be more informed, become more informed, and know that the Just Stop It movement is with you. This is why I'm sharing this information with you. And not just that, it's personal. Your mental wellness journey is personal. However, it does affect community, it affects your family, it affects the world over and how you operate in this world. So it's 2026 and it's time for you to be even more phenomenal than you've been. It's the live experience. It's a shift. So as you shift, life shifts, life changes, and just be more transparent, be more present, and become more transparent, safely and soundly with the right people who appreciate your transparency and also how you format it. And we've got to push for legislative changes. We have to push for more family therapy and the finance and budgeting for family therapy and advocating for your own family members, advocating for your community because what affects your family affects the community and vice versa. And know what's going on with HIPAA. Know your HIPAA rights. Know specifically. Yes, I know some people saying, I'm not a lawyer. Uh, do I have to be a lawyer to know all of this? Do I have to be, my local congressperson? Do I have to be in Congress to understand this? No, laws help to protect, and laws can also be destructive. But you have to find the middle. The middle. You have to find the safe ground with legislatures, with laws, with the bylaws. You have to find out how to use them and how to get them changed as well and make new history. That's what it's about. So, mental wellness and family rights activists, let's get to it, get with it, get through it. It's the month. This is your year. All right. So I'll be back on Monday with you. And until then, enjoy your weekend. Be the best as you can be because that's all you need to be, the best, because you are the best of the rest. Peace, love, and joy.